I'm Dante Morrison, and welcome to the Dante Show. What up, everybody? It's Wednesday, the last day of our week, because this is the final show of the week for the Dante Show. You know how we get down Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We come at y'all with a lot of updates, information, and phenomenal conversation. So let's do this, y'all. So I am the host, Dante Morrison, and I'm here with my phenomenal host, the guy that I love and adore, who helps me get this show going where it got to go, the incomparable, the man, the myth, the legend, the icon.
Dana Dane. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. Hey, you know what? I'll be right to you. Just sit tight for about an hour. I'll be right back to you.
I could not to say his name. Because I did not feel like saying Dana.
You can't do that, man. You can't. I'm telling you, they waiting. They waiting. They just sitting here waiting. You know.
Anyway,
they having their own little group conversations, and they hear my name, and they just turn around and.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's just move on. What's up, Pam? Hey, Pam. What's up, Daryl? Hey, Christine. Deirdre. Yes, Deirdre. You owe me. Let me tell you what Deirdre did tonight. So we had class tonight. Class ended. The professor was like, okay, we're going to end a little early. It was 6:30. And then here comes Deirdre Neal. I have a question. And she extended the class for 25 minutes because of her question. Her one little question. I just need clarity. He has office hours. You ask him privately. Do what you got to do. You know, that's what Dietrich did. But I love my sis.
Don't throw Dietrich under the bus like that.
I had to. I just had to. I had to. So listen, y'all. We got a good show for tonight. Y'all know how we do every night. We have phenomenal conversation, but tonight we got our boy Jaylon back. We promised him another show to kind of do a final push for his fundraiser to get toys for the kids for Christmas. I was like, what's coming up?
Right.
I've been in March for 12 months. It feels like we've been in March for so long. But listen, so I want to talk about this really quick before we get Jaylon up on here. So listen, it is now official. We can finally say that Joe Biden won the presidency. Period. Can we move on now? Joe Biden,
can we move forward?
Won. All the states have now certified their presidential election results. All right. Biden got 306. Trump got 232. He lost. Can we just say he lost? Can we just say that? I go on Twitter. Literally, I posted on Twitter today. I'm like, does the president really post his own Twitter stuff? Does he really sit there and he does this on Twitter? Because if you look at Twitter, what's up, Nina? Because if you look at Twitter and if you follow Donald Trump on Twitter and you see all the comments that he makes, it's like, dude, is he really doing this?
I think he is.
You think he's really sitting there on Twitter?
Yes, I think so.
And I'm looking at, fraud. We're suing, fraud. And now they're saying I think it's 17 states are now saying we're going to jump in and we're going to support the overturning of Texas. Why are we going through all this? What's with all this energy?
Because he doesn't want to go clink.
Well, I don't care about all that, but have some decency. I learned as a child, your name is the last.
Who are we talking about?
Right. You're right.
Decency.
You're right.
Come on, man. You just wasted an inhale and an exhale by just even saying that.
Right. And sadly, this is the part that messes me up, though. This is the part. So before he leaves, 5 executions are scheduled. 5 executions. All right. So he will be the first president, in 130 years, to have this many executions occur while he's in office. And it's like he pulled the gauntlet. So it's been folks who's been on death row. And before he leaves, he's like, just kill him. Dude, I mean, it's like, where's your sense of decency? Well, let me stop. You're right, Dana. Who we
Yeah.
talking about?
Who are we talking about?
You're right. Who are we talking about? Who are we talking about? And I'm not honestly, I'm gonna say this publicly, I'm not really a fan of the death penalty. I'm really not. But I've also never been in a situation where something has happened to a loved one so tragic that the person that did it was facing death. And I'm saying like, yeah, kill him, kill him, kill him. So I don't know that kind of hurt or grief, but I'm not really a big, I'm like, people are gonna die anyway. You know, let them rot. I'm like you rot in jail. Think
Yeah,
about what you did. That's my
yeah,
mindset.
that's my mindset
I'm
as
not
well.
big on death penalty, but I understand that when you go through the trauma of having someone taken from you in ways that are just so heinous, it's like, yeah, you know, kill them tomorrow. They don't deserve air. They shouldn't be breathing and all that kind of stuff. But you know, that's another topic for another day. Anyway,
Exactly.
we're done with the elections. We can finally move on. And well, he ain't gonna let us move on.
Nope, because he go.
How many y'all think, honestly, how many y'all think that before he gets out of office, that in January he's gonna do something so foolish and so asinine before he gets out of office? Like he's not gonna have to get like drugged out of the White House. Do y'all think that's gonna happen?
He's probably gonna spray paint all over the walls in the Oval Office or something childish like that. He gonna do something stupid like that. I bet.
Probably, right. I leave all the take all the light bulbs,
Right.
take all the ice trays, you know, just something like that. Just like, okay, this dude, you're touched. You're touched. You know, you're
My
touched.
thing is like, just go,
Just go,
already, just
go,
get.
get. All right, so here we go, y'all. This is the part where I bow out and my boy takes over. So it's time for the what?
It's
The
time for the
Dana drop.
boom. Let's go. What's going on, beautiful people? I pray that everyone is doing well during this time and everyone is in good spirits. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for tuning into the show. We really love you. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to go follow our YouTube page. Go ahead and click that button and subscribe. Subscribe. Tell a friend, share it, tell a friend, like, subscribe. All right. It only takes you a second and it's free. It's free. All right. So we're going to talk about today is living with purpose. Living with purpose. Most people would agree it's better than living life without purpose. And yet, if you ask most people what the life purpose is, most, if not all, would be unable to identify a purpose in their life beyond the basic goals of survival and caring for their family members. Some people might even have an idealistic notions about making the world a better place or loving the neighbor as thyself. These are all nice things to do, but they're not living with purpose. Living with purpose is specific. Purpose is directed. Purpose is very precise. Everyone has unique characteristics of their body, their mind, and their spirit. Why is that? It is just random from God. You know, this is what he's doing. This is what God did. He made us to be individuals. He made us to be our own person. He made us to walk and live in our own purpose. You see, everyone has a unique purpose, a unique function based on their unique design. Knowing your design and your purpose are related. Knowledge is the foundation of everyone's life. Whether you know it or not, knowledge, listen to what I'm saying, knowledge is the foundation of everyone's life. Knowledge contains the reason for our birth and the purpose of our life. How does one access knowledge? By being still. You access knowledge by being still, by meditating, by praying, by listening to the deeper inner voice within. There are answers for living with purpose. They are waiting for you in the knowledge. The answers are in the knowledge. The answers are in the knowledge. Walk in your purpose. Walk in your purpose. That's all you have to do is just walk in your purpose. Wake up in the morning. Feel good about yourself. Look in the mirror and say, today is going to be a great day. Today is going to be a great day. Living with purpose means living a life without being scared. Live in purpose. Walk by faith. Living with purpose means living life not followed by many. It means living a life that you will know you were meant to live. It means living a sacred life where every thought, every action, every thought is part of your purpose, calling it in and speaking it into existence. Okay? Living with purpose is not a life full of endless joy and satisfaction. Satisfaction. It is a life of work and contribution beyond finding a partner or raising a family. It is a life that will demand more from you than you can even imagine. Just imagine waking up with a dream and goal and you do nothing about it. Living life with a purpose will demand more from you than you can even imagine. Living a life of purpose that satisfy your deepest needs at any level that your soul can handle. Okay? Get up, pray, thank God for the inhale and the exhale. Put on your clothes, go to your 9 to 5, go to school, or just get up and chill. But walk in your purpose. Live in your purpose because we're all here for a purpose. We did not wake up on purpose. We woke up with a purpose. Know that. You didn't wake up this morning on purpose. You woke up this morning with a purpose. So walk in it. That's the Dana drop, and I'm out.
You said you didn't wake up this morning on purpose. When I say that did something to me, no, that was real. I was like, I didn't wake up on purpose. I mean, you just wake up. It wasn't like intentional. I didn't
Right.
mean to. Especially you wake up, before the alarm goes off, and you still kind of like, I didn't mean to do that. You didn't. We didn't wake up on purpose. That was profound, man. That was real
Right.
profound. Real profound. Good stuff. As always, good stuff. Hey, y'all. So if this is your first time watching the Dante Show, we come on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shout out to my Aunt Kathy who was watching. Happy belated birthday,
Kathy.
Auntie Kathy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Auntie Kathy. Happy birthday to you. Oh, hey, happy birthday. All right, y'all, we're not going to hold up our guests any longer. Y'all know this young man, Jaylon Jones. He is a young black entrepreneur that always comes on the show and drops the heat. He was on the show 2 weeks ago talking about his new entrepreneurial platform that basically, she called me Pooh. Auntie Kathy, I'm 48.
Oh, damn.
I'm not Pooh no more. I'm Dante. Don't call me Pooh.
I'm about to write a song. Hey, poo poo. Hey, poo 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 poo. Thank you, Auntie Kathy, for that delicious and delightful nugget that you just gave me and Kwame. Thank you. Because as soon as he get out of line, we're gonna say, hey, Pooh, Pooh, pull it back, Pooh. Pull it back, Pooh. It's okay, Pooh. Oh no, it ain't no oops, Auntie Kathy. We got him. Thank you for that.
Anyway, it is now time for our guest. Let's welcome Jaylon Jones.
Dante Pooh. Dana. Oh man.
Hey, Jaylon, welcome to the Pooh and Dana show. How are you?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Oh, man.
Whatever. So thank y'all for seeing Jaylon tonight. Kwame, take him on back on out. I'm gonna not be saying.
Wait, hold on. After the Dana drop, I didn't hear any of the girls screaming. What happened, Dana? They just disappeared? Or?
No, see, it only happens when people say my name because they be in their little circles doing their thing, and then when they find out I'm on the scene, they hear my name. Then that's when they go crazy.
Oh, okay, I got you. No worries,
Dana.
Hey, y'all go head back over there and do y'all nails and eyelashes or whatever y'all was doing. I told y'all, give me an hour, I'll be with you.
Who's letting him do this? Who's letting him do it? Who let him get that? Who let him get that app on his phone? Take it away.
Hey, you see what the scroll says, right?
Just to clarify, yes, Pam. When I was little, I loved Winnie the Pooh, and my grandmother used to call me Pooh. So my grandmother and my aunt are the only ones to this day who still call me Pooh. To this day.
But as of December 9th, 2020, myself, Kwame, Jaylon, and the village will start calling you Pooh. Especially when you get out of line. Pooh.
Bring it down, Pooh. Bring it down.
Come on, Pooh. Simmer. Let it simmer.
Jaylon. Jaylon, welcome back to the show, man. Welcome back to the
Appreciate it. Love being on.
Yes, sir. So what's been going on? How has the fundraising been going? How has the toys been coming? The wrapping and all that kind of stuff?
It's been going really well. I think last time I came on and said that we were getting a donation for 50 toys. From one of my best donors at Cole Imports, right? I hit them up. They said, yeah, we got you. We'll send you 50 toys. Well, then after they saw the Donta show, they actually sent us 192.
Yeah, let's go.
Our goal beyond what we thought we would reach. We have toys for girls, boys, and they're currently being wrapped by all my head council members, which is 4 young ladies. They're helping me wrap some of the toys because 1, I can't wrap, and 2, it's a lot of toys, 192 of them. So they're wrapping all those toys, and any toys that we're going to get from today to December 13th, I'm personally going to go and wrap and do them myself. And then we're going to take the money out to GoFundMe, buy some more toys. And we expect to deliver our first batch of toys to the Union Rescue Mission, URM, on December 15th. So on Tuesday, we're going to give them 60 toys. They're toys that aren't wrapped because we want to make sure the parents can see the toys and be able to pick them for their son or daughters. So that's why we're delivering it to them first, because they have simpler terms and to be honest with you. So we're like, okay, we can get them out the way, get them the toys. But everything has been going great. People from the village have donated. It's been amazing. The charity event has gone really well, and it is by far our biggest charity event yet when compared to the amount of donations we received, the amount of attention we have gotten, and also how successful it's gone amongst the people. It's been the biggest and most successful charity event we have had. And the UASO has only been established for about a year now. So it's been really well.
I love that, man. So how are you determining who gets the toys? Like, let folks know you got 200 toys, to give out. How are you distributing? What's the process?
So I hit up all the centers, right? I have 2 centers so far. I'm going to try and find a third within the next couple of days before Christmas. And I did it by kind of doing a little bit of math, right? So Union Rescue Mission, they have their own toy drive that is going on, but I also wanted to donate some. So I gave them 60. Because I know they have their own thing going on, but I can also make a contribution. I thought, I was like, okay, I definitely want to do 3 charities, but I forgot that we're probably still going to receive more toys. We just did today. I'll talk about that in a second. And we still have money, so I didn't realize that we're going to have more toys than just 190. So I initially split it up between 60, 60, and kind of 60, right? One of them, of course, we would get a little bit more, but that's originally how I split it up. But now the Genesee Center, they'll most likely get at least 90. And any of the leftover toys that I have will go to the next center that I'm looking for right now. And that's just kind of how I decided to split it up. The Genesee Center, they responded to me quickly. I talked to them first about the charity event, and then I decided to branch it out a little bit more. So I decided to give them at least 90 toys guaranteed out of the 190. 60 already guaranteed for the Union Rescue Mission. Any toys that we get from the 13th, I'm going to go ahead and give to the other center or place, whoever I decide to choose. And any toys that I buy with the GoFundMe will also go to them as well. So that's what we're doing right now.
I just want to say to our village, if you don't, this young man right here, trust the process.
That's right.
Whatever it is you're trying to do, trust the freaking process,
Gotcha.
because this is a walking witness, an example at 16 and a half years old. Trust the process. Because your birthday coming up, I know it is.
Yeah, it's a game.
That's real talk. So, man, so I know a lot of folks, if you did not see the first episode when we brought Jaylon on and he talked about basically what birthed this process and all the work that's went into it, you know, it's really just a labor of love. But Jaylon is also the founder of his own organization. So, Jaylon, just let the folks that don't know, what do you do? Who are you at 16 and a half?
Right. So everything kind of started last year when I was 15. So I was at my school, and in ninth grade, a lot of people, I began to kind of create an aura around myself, and I realized people were attracted to that aura, right? I was always motivated and dedicated to my schoolwork. I was always focused on that and solely on that. I started to get good grades for the first time. I started seeing GPAs I've never seen before. That was the first time I ever went above a 4.0. A lot happened in ninth grade, right? So in 10th grade, I decided to move forward with that and become a leader, right? Try and take some position. I was in a seminar, which is like something you do towards the end of my school day at my school. And I liked it, but I felt like I wanted to play a bigger role. And what started it is I created a lesson on Black nationalism, and I loved talking about it. And people had so many questions about it. And I didn't like that so many people were like confused about the idea, because if you personally ask me, it is something that is absolutely necessary. If you ask me, I just wrote a whole 9-page essay on it about why it's necessary. So I decided to take up a leadership role. Over the summer of going to 9th to 10th grade, I created the UASO, the United Afro Student Organizations. The original intention is to bring together Afro-American clubs at my school, that the only other club being the BSU, the Black Student Union, and my new club that I started to create, the Club of Afro Unity and Afrocentric Education, bring them together and put them under one organization. And as I go further in life, begin to put businesses under my organization. But after a while, I started to realize that I can't just do all the talking. I have to do a little bit of walking. So I started my first charity event for those in need. We gave 30 backpacks to the homeless, and it went crazy. We had a lot of success from it. It blew up, and I realized I could continue to move forward with this. So I came up with the idea to make my organization a nonprofit, and I want to move forward and make it official, legal, like federally recognized nonprofit by making it a 501c3, hopefully this summer. And my organization has continued to make charity events, and this current one that we have now is our 4th charity event. And I love that Dana brought up that trust the process, because it is. And I'll go ahead and be vulnerable and let you know that when I started this charity event, I was thinking to myself, I was like, dang, I haven't been focusing on my organization. You know, what's wrong with me? Like, this is something I've built. It's like literally like a kid to me, right? It's something I've built up. I've seen it grow. I'm like, why am I not focused on it? I was taking time away from social media. Just didn't feel like being on it, which meant I couldn't post on my organization. And I decided not to work on it. And I just was listening to this motivational video, and this dude was talking about, look, life in reality is really short, right? The average human being in America lives to 80, but life is really short. And sometimes we go day to day just forgetting about the things that are really important to us. And there's so much out there for us to do, yet we don't take advantage of it. We sit, we wallow, and we don't understand that we can pick ourselves up regardless of the situation. You may have to work 10 times harder than the person next to you, but you have the ability to do it. And so that made me want to move forward with my organization, because I know it can be great. And we struggled. I struggled to get people to even see the first video I made. When I launched my charity event coming back, I think I had 2 likes on my Instagram. Maybe 13 people viewed the video. It wasn't going well at all. I hit up Donta, and every step from there is continued to grow. I've started to reach out to other people, call people, send emails, and done just different things. I've put in the work. I've stayed up to 1 a.m., woke up at 7 a.m., long nights, early mornings, because that's what the process is. That's what it is. And if you want success, you can't just ask for it. You have to go after it. And something called life is going to hit you in the face and say no. But you have to either 1, go through the wall that's being placed in front of you, 2, go around it, or 3, go over it. But at the end of the day, you just went around, over, or through that wall, and now you're on to the next challenge. And that's what it's all about, really.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, every time Jaylon comes on, he shocks people because his age, for one, and I think that's what we have to learn. Like my sis Joan here just talked about, as a school administrator, these are the kind of students that we need to see more of. And, and we talked on the last show, we discussed that Jaylon is not an anomaly. It's a lot of young Black leaders that are just like him, but they're not being highlighted. He just shared that he did a post on Instagram, got 2 likes. But I guarantee if he was out there sagging with no shirt, tatted up at 16, he'd have 10,000 followers.
Right.
So we got to shift the paradigm, adults, of how we support our kids. We got to let them know that they have a village behind them saying, you got this, you got this, you got this, you're going to be great. We got to continue to pour so they don't feel discouraged, because it can't be. Let me ask you this, Jaylon. Were you ever discouraged by the fact that that knuckleheads were getting more attention than you, someone that was trying to do something so positive and affirming for your own community?
Every single day. And I've something I've kind of dealt with for a while, because once I started to really value education and distance myself from certain people, certain cultures that I feel like my generation is involved in, you become an outsider, right? But it's also very important for success. You have to be able to differentiate yourself from the masses. But when you do that, people are going to come after you, right? And so I was talking to my brother. I was like, dude, I don't like any of my friends. They're openly racist. They don't understand me. I don't look like them. We can't have conversations that I enjoy. I'm putting on a fake smile just to be around certain people. So I distance myself and I started my organization. I'm like, how am I out here trying to hopefully better the world, right? That's like I said last show, I believe it's a moral dignity to be able to live a life that's not just serving your own self-interest, but where you can help other people, help their lives and help them move forward. But you have people that can do all sorts of things that we could be like, well, there's definitely something that's more productive, and they'll get views upon views upon views, and they'll go here, and they'll go there, and they'll go. Well, sometimes we entertain drama that doesn't even make sense. I'm looking at the news. I'm like, why are you entertaining that? Like,
right.
Are you that bored that you have to entertain this? Some stuff is just entertained because the masses are bored, and the masses need entertainment to allow them to distract themselves from what's really happening in our world, right? Entertainment isn't necessarily bad, but it was often used to distract people. When the Colosseum was built in Rome, one of its main purposes was to distract the people who were living in a terrible society, in a horrible government, that buy them time, right? To buy them a little bit of time to say, "Ooh, go look at people die. Leave us alone." And that's what entertainment has been. You don't want to hear the truth. Wow. People run from it. People jump over walls. They do all sorts of things to move away from the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts. I've had to tell myself the truth plenty of times, and it hurts, and you sit and you'll wallow in it, but you'll get back up and you'll make sure that you can use that to move forward. Life isn't supposed to be about always, being able to be happy. Sometimes life isn't going to be happy. You're not going to be happy in life. Sometimes life isn't going to be all great, but that's what's part of it. All those failures, all that unhappiness is leading to that happiness. And so I realized that because no, go ahead.
You said something really, really pertinent that I want you to know that that a lot of adults struggle with. You said that I don't like the people I'm hanging around. I don't like my friends. Right. They're openly this, they're openly that. They're not good for me. A lot of adults are in those same situations right now, but they don't remove themselves. Right. They stay in those circles. They stay around those people because of a thing called safety and comfortability.
Yeah. You just took the word is comfortable.
And if you know who the person is in your circle that's always going to start mess or whatever, it's like, well, at least I know who the trouble starter is. At least I know. I'd rather know than have to start all over again. Because for a lot of people, self included at one point, being by myself was terrifying. It's like, how do I stand here alone with just me? Now I got to get to know me. And I may not like the me that I know. So that means I got to change me to be the person that I'm going to like. And that's work. But you started at such a young age with that kind of understanding about life to know that sometimes you're going to have to be alone if you want to make change, and a lot of adults, we don't figure that out, until we're older, so you dropped the nugget, and I pray somebody on the thread realized that, because some of us have been in circles and environments and we kept entertaining the situation. We're entertaining the situation because it's what we know. It helps us to ignore what's really going on, that kind of stuff. Jaylon, you educated, man. Keep going. I mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, and I guess I'll just go ahead and pick up on what you're saying, because what some people don't understand is that I thought the same thing. Being alone sucks until I finally realized that it's dangerous, because when you're alone, you realize how good it really is sometimes, how you just don't want to go back out and deal with anyone's drama or entertain anyone. And so what I want people to understand is that some of the most successful, some of the most intelligent, and some of the most innovative and and best people that you can possibly find amongst this earth, right? Some of the most dedicated and motivated people have been able to find gold in mud. And what do I mean by that? They were able to find something that is so valuable in a situation that seems so undesirable, right? How can you do that? Like quarantine. Quarantine to most people is terrible, but how can you find gold within a situation that is so undesirable? You're alone, so you're complaining about being alone, not having people to talk to, not doing this, not doing that. But you forgot to focus on the fact that you have all this free time. Get started, right? Find your purpose, build something. You tired of going to 9 to 5, build a business, work on it. You alone, right? You alone, right? You have time now. Okay, do something with it. That's what the world is really about. That's what life is really about. Finding gold within mud. And I have to do that every single day. I'm in an undesirable situation. Where's the gold at? Right? Dig around for the gold, because there's gold in something that you think is terrible, something undesirable. There's gold everywhere around us. But only so many people are educated and keen on seeing it. And that's what it's all about.
What has been your biggest challenge so far in your 16 and a half years on Earth? What has been your biggest challenge?
I think probably one of my biggest challenges, so many, so probably have to think for a second, but probably my biggest challenge probably comes from myself. Oftentimes I am my biggest challenge, because I'm constantly trying to push myself past what I think is what is possible. I'm always keen on trying to get better, and sometimes that can bring a burden at some point. Sometimes you'll really get tired of having to be in this idea of this motion, this function of constantly on this grind. And sometimes I'll skip breaks. I'll go days without just taking time to cool down, because I'm so focused on what I want to do. And what's great is that most of my goals are not self-interest. That yes, they serve me, but if they're going to serve me, they're going to serve the person next to me 10 times over, and they're going to get benefits for life from what I was able to do. And that's what I'm keen on believing. I guess another challenge that you could say that's closely aligned with that is really just being a teenager, right? Just being out in the world, figuring out who you are, having those insecurities, but getting over them, talking to people, having people not understand you. Because I'll be honest with you, a lot of people don't. I'm definitely an outsider. If you look at it at my school, right? People like to put titles on me. They say Jaylon's smart, Jaylon's intelligent. No, I actually do not like to be the smartest person in the room. And I hope I'm never the smartest person in the room, because you're in the room, right? Fact. What I am is I'm hardworking. I didn't just become smart. I didn't go from 8th grade getting a 3.2 to 9th grade getting a 4.0 because I just all of a sudden was like, oh my God, I'm smart. Knowledge. Here, there. No, I worked my butt off. No one saw the time that I went to bed. No one saw the time that I woke up. No one saw what I did when I got home. It's about working hard. And I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily understand that. I feel like a lot of times people don't get me because I've distance myself from certain ways of thinking and cultures, and some people aren't just at that level. And I think the creator just gifted me with the ability to think a little bit different than others. And sometimes people won't always necessarily understand that, but that's okay, because that's what life is about, right? You're not supposed to be understood by everyone. If you don't have any enemies, sometimes I say, if you don't have any enemies, you may be doing something wrong, to be honest with you. Some of the greatest and most successful people have enemies because of envy. Envy is one of the most dangerous things in this world. So those are two challenges I have, but each and every day it's about not moving past those challenges, but accepting them and either going through them, over them, or around them. And I love doing that every single day. It keeps me focused on the real things about life, not distracted upon, drama that is waste of time.
I thought you would have said one of your challenges is when your parents get on you, how to not respond to them so intellectually that they'd be like,
"One,
did this little Negro just curse at me?" Even you ain't cursed. I thought that's what would have been one of your challenges, is like not knowing more than your parents, of course, but the debate.
Yeah.
The how do I not respond to them saying something I want to respond so bad. I just want to tell my dad no to give me liberty. One of those joints.
How do you live age appropriate?
Right.
Yeah.
It's sometimes I do question a lot. I found, like I talked about last show, that's what got me in a lot of trouble at school, because I don't like the idea of not being able to question authority, because I feel like there's a form of insecurity in that sometimes, and it's all about how you go about it. I never necessarily went about it in a bad way. Maybe if I reflect on it now, maybe I could find flaws within how I went about it, but I was keen on being able to question what was going on around me, because why live in a system where you were just a robot doing what is told, telling whoever tells you, if someone tells you something to do, you just do it. You don't question why or what's the purpose, where it's going to lead you. So I definitely will try and debate my parents on topics. Usually it's friendly, it doesn't go too far, but I'll always say that.
I know, because you're still here with us.
Right. I'm still alive, so I think I'm good. But I will always tell people I know a little to nothing compared to what my parents know. My parents are way older than me. They've experienced more. And a lot of the things that I say and a lot of things that I see, I'm using from my parents, and they're helping me establish who I want to be. And they're very helpful for me. And they're literally the foundation of kind of who I am, because without them, well, I wouldn't be here, first off. And second, without their support, well, then I wouldn't have gone as far as I would have. Most of the people who donate to me and the most attention I get is from their friends. So quite literally, they are helping me in the process of my success. My parents are very useful for where I'm going, and they have quite a lot of knowledge because they have been on here for some 40 plus years, to be honest with you. So I have so much to learn from them, and I still have so much life to live. So my knowledge compared to theirs is dwindled to almost literally nothing. Because I always tell my mom all the time, you've lived more than me and you've seen things that I haven't experienced or seen before. Your knowledge is vast. And so I still need it to become a successful man and be able to use your experiences for my greater good.
So do you see yourself going to college and doing the whole traditional route?
I do see myself going to college mainly because I'm just keen on education. I love education. I don't necessarily think I want to work a 9 to 5, like go to a school and then immediately take a career. Like I don't want to be established in just one career. I don't want to go and get an interview and they just say politician Jaylon Jones or whatever, like House of Representative member Jaylon. Like I feel like I need to expand myself. I need to be able to reach certain areas, expand yourself, right? Expand who you are, expand your brand, expand who you are as a person. So I do want to go to college because I love education. I think education is beautiful. I would love to get a PhD as well, a little bit for that ego factor, to be honest with you, just to be called doctor. That's right. That's what I love. Didn't be able to call
Dr. Pooh.
Right.
Dr. Pooh right there. So that's can't wait for that. Next time, when he gets his PhD, call him Dr. Pooh. That's gonna
Dr.
Pooh.
Yeah, let me ask you this. You know, I mean, the obvious in the room is you're black. Right. You know, you're a young black man, and unfortunately, the way America is, you know, young black men are statistics. Right. You know, so how are you existing as a young black man? You know, knowing that you have all of this knowledge, you know, that your wisdom is growing, you have direction, but still, when you walk down the street or when you go into certain spaces, you know, you're still viewed as a young black man. Because I don't. To the best of my knowledge, you don't live in Bel Air. You know, you don't live high in the hills. Yeah. You know, you local. You know, you block.
Right.
You know, block. Yeah. So how do you navigate that? Still living in that reality with the current climate of America.
Right. And that's what I've always had to tell myself is like, I have to realize that I may be educated. I may be able to do things that some people of other ethnic groups may not even be able to do, right? Because of the way I've been able to think and the way I've been able to kind of transition my life to what I want it to be. But at the end of the day, I'm still black. So to anyone, there's still like some barrier before I can be accepted, right? It's, oh, you're black though. So I think it's almost like a threat to society, right? I feel like there's nothing more dangerous than an educated black woman and an educated black man. And both of them quite consistently questioning authority and what's going on around them. That is a threat to America itself. That is America being about to be lit on fire by just two individuals. We've seen what Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. and all these civil rights activists were able to do when they began to question authority and push against the odds that were put against them. So navigating the world is a bit hard. My mother will often remind me, like, you know, I love you, but sometimes I can't let you do this or go here or walk there. Like sometimes I want to walk to the barbershop that I go to, but sometimes she doesn't like it because she knows the world that we live in. She knows the type of environment that our world is in. And just because of my skin color, I immediately serve as a threat. And mostly because a lot of people just have pathologies about who Afro-Americans are. And oftentimes they'll adultify Afro-American children. They adultify them so much. They adultify Black women, right? They take little girls and they immediately adultify them as soon as they can nearly hit puberty. And they adultify Black men because as soon as they act up, it's not boys just being boys. It's a Black man that's about to be sent to jail in a couple of years.
Right.
This path, mom, right? Get him on the right path. It's total different world. But my parents have helped me great when it comes to understanding that when I walk in a room or go to a school where I'm consistently the minority ethnic group. I've only gone to, I believe I've only gone like 1 or 2 years where I'm my people are the majority ethnic group. So I'm constantly serving like the minority ethnic group, having to function around them. And really it's about knowing your audience. My mom my brother told me, you have to sometimes use a little bit of salt and use a little bit of sugar. And so sugar meaning like sometimes you're gonna have to, change what you want to say to a certain group of people. And I've done that so many times. I laugh about it because I was trying to say that white people are too comfortable in our society. So instead of saying it like that, to my audience, I said there's a certain group of people who serve as a majority ethnic group that have become too comfortable with the situations that they are living in. You know who I'm talking about, the majority ethnic group. But I didn't want to say it like that, so I condensed it down. Instead of using salt, I used a little bit of sugar. So it's about knowing.
I can't believe you used pathology in the right sentence.
Right.
When you said pathology, I was like, oh, and they did it right. Then adultizing, I'm like, oh, so yeah. I mean, your vocabulary is amazing.
Right.
Let me just say that first and foremost. And I would never say, oh my God, you speak so smart, or you're so this. I think that's the most offensive thing to tell.
Well spoken.
Yeah, while you're educated, what, for a Black person?
Right.
I think that's so offensive. But how do you, because you go to your school is not predominantly Black, right?
No, but it's actually predominantly Latin American. Actually, that was what surprised me. It's in El Segundo. So I'm on the school site council, and they showed the statistics. It's majority Latin American, but Europeans are pretty much right there with them.
Have you ever found yourself having to educate white people on how to treat you?
Plenty of times. I've had so many racist instances. Within my school district, not to be down on my school district, I'll say it straight out like this. I go to one of the best school districts that I think I know, and my school is amazing. I mean, it's so amazing. I will give them credit day and night. But within my school district, which isn't necessarily the school district's fault, I like to say that first off, right? Isn't their fault. I've had plenty of racist instances. I remember when the Ebola outbreak was going on, someone at my school was avoiding me. And so later today, I asked them why they're avoiding me. He was like, oh, I just want to make sure that, you don't have Ebola or anything. How did they come to that mentality? Beyond me. That they came to that mentality. Obviously uneducated, 5th grade, right? Okay. I'm pretty sure we've all done questionable things in 5th grade, but beyond me. And I've had plenty of racist situations after that. I talk to people on the day-to-day that I know are racist, that are openly racist, that say things that are openly racist, that have ideas that are openly racist. But sometimes I won't even say anything to them, because telling someone the truth is a process that is slow and comes over time. Yeah. And I can't just call them a colorblind racist, which most of them are, because they'll get afraid.
So it's safe to say you like never hit nobody in the face with a brick, bust a bottle on the sidewalk, and cuts you. That ain't you, right?
That's usually not the route I'll take. Most of the time, I've taken the route of. I used to take the route of ignoring it. Now I'll more take the route of let's debate about the topic. But I've understood that most of the people at my school are some people who are in these ideas. The biggest one is N-word, right? I'm personally against it in a lot of the cases that it is used, right? And that's not against the people that use it. That's just my idea. I'm using more of a logistical standpoint, right? Why say it when I know the true meaning behind it? And I've replaced it with so many other words, and my life has been perfectly fine without it. So I've had to educate people on that. But a lot of times they what I say just goes to the ear. They're like, oh, Jaylon just being smart. He a square, right? They don't want to see it from a perspective of like, look, man, I'm just trying to give you the the gems, a couple of gems every now and then. So like I said, I talk to people who I know are deep down literally true racists, but that's something that I guess you could say is like, dang, this kid has had to adapt to just the racism that he lives in every day. And I feel like we've all had to. Donta, Dane, I feel like all of us, all 40 million Afro-Americans have had to just adapt to the racism and just be able to be stronger than it, when that's not a society we should be living in.
Right. Definitely.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you or would you befriend or have a friend of European descent that is close to you, that thinks like-minded like you, that's in your circle?
Yes, like if they're European, they think the same way I do. I do. I actually have a friend. He's I guess you could say I tend to have, I guess you could say, liberal views. I don't really like the party stance because I typically don't like the Democrat or the Republican Party. I only like certain things of what they say. That's a whole nother probably podcast or video, so I won't get too much into that. But I do have a couple friends that are European descent that think different than me and that think the same of me, and I'm perfectly fine with them. But I also like to challenge myself to talk to people that can challenge my ideas. Now, typically, I'm able to defend them pretty well because I only talk about things I'm educated on. I try to stay away from anything I'm not, so I don't look like a fool, and so I can take the time to actually learn about it. Because you'll screw yourself over in life if you talk about something you really don't know about. People look at you crazy.
No,
president.
Exactly. Certainly doesn't know what he's talking about. Well, but we certain people around the world who are the majority ethnic group will buy into it. So I have friends who oppose my ideas, who, like I said, sometimes I really want to sit there and be like, look, I'm reading this article. You low-key a colorblind racist on the low, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and just keep your idea. You go ahead with that. Go ahead with that. Go in the real world with that, right? Let's see how that's gonna work. I've literally will go day to day talking to people. I'm like, yeah, you racist on the low. I'm like, okay, you good. Go ahead and do your thing. Some people just aren't ready for it, and that's okay. But I have friends that can oppose my ideas, challenge me, and I'll challenge them back. I have people that I can talk about my ideas fairly. I think it's important to have. You can't sit in your own bubble, right? You got to have people challenge you. That's how you know your idea is worth it. If you can change it, someone else can challenge it, and you can constantly defend it. And that's why I defend Black nationalism so much, because anyone could come up to me with some Democrats and Republicans that do this, and I'll tell you, nope, branch away from both of them, Black nationalism, and I'll defend it day and night. That's how it is.
Well, let me give you. This is my nugget to you, the 48-year-old future doctor.
That's right.
Because of your intellect, your foresight, and your age, you, my friend, are going to be in a lot of spaces where you will be the smartest person in the room.
Yep.
Okay. And because of that, because of all that you have to pour out, you cannot leave the room.
Right.
So you're going to have to sit there because you're going to spend a lot of time educating a lot of people. And I know that we're like, well, I don't want to be the smartest one in the room. That means the room is. Sometimes you will be the smartest person, and everyone in that room is sitting there with their hands like this, waiting for you to pour something into them because they know, because you said you have this aura about you. So when you walk in the room, it already shifts.
Yep.
And they're following you because of that shift. Right. So as you sit in those spaces, don't get frustrated when you find yourself constantly repeating the same thing over and over and over and over. It is because you are the voice of reason in those spaces. You are the change agent in those spaces. You are the one that is going to influence movements and influence others that have no idea which way to go. They're going to rely on Jaylon to say, go this way.
Right.
But if you leave the room and go to another room, now we got a room full of people walking around in circles asking each other, what do we do? What do we do?
Right.
Well, let's do this. And then we're going to keep saying the same thing. So because you are someone that can honestly shift the dynamic of your generation, you're going to have to be in those spaces where you are the smartest person in the room. You can step out and come get poured into by people like me or other elders that know the work that you're doing, because you're going to be able to enter rooms that I cannot.
Right.
Because they listen to you before they listen to me, because you're a peer influencer. You're someone they like, okay, well, if Jaylon said it, then it must be true. If Donta said it, he just being an adult trying to tell us what to do.
Right.
So understand, but don't allow yourself to be beaten down in those rooms. Know when to come out and get air. Know when to go to the surface and breathe a little, but you got to go back in.
Yeah.
Because you have a mandate upon your life. And when you have that kind of mandate and wear that kind of mantle, you are going to be that Moses. And not to scare you, but you're going to be so frustrated with your knowledge and it's going to irritate you that others are not seeing things the same way you do. So you're like, oh my God, it's right here in the book. Open the book. And we can't read like you. Yes, you can. Just read. We don't want to read like you. You read to us. So just prepare yourself for that as you go through life, because you've been blessed at such a young age to have this foresight. Mm-hmm. And to have this passion and to have this drive. And I would hate for you to constantly be sitting around people my age because you've left your age behind because they can't keep up, quote unquote.
Right.
So you gotta know how to balance it out, because you are going to be the smartest one in the room in a lot of rooms you go into.
Right. That's the cost of leadership, I guess you could say. Right. That's sometimes what you're gonna have to go back and forth with, because you've decided to take a path that most people, don't fear it or just aren't ready for it. So that's what's going to happen. And I'm sure there'll be people that try and take what I have and use it for their own good sometime later in my life. I know that's definitely going to happen.
They can never take your education.
Right. They'll try and use me as their little.
You'll be a pawn.
But no, I've definitely made sure. Like I've read the 4-Day Laws of Power, and I feel like it's such a powerful book because it makes you see, like, sometimes you can see straight through people if you know the laws well enough. So I've been able to understand like how to make friendships, how to make good peers and allies, but keep them at a distance. Right, you hold them with an arm kind of, and it's like, yes, we're friends, but every time they try and get too close, you just pushing their head.
You're going to be a pawn, you're going to be a token, you're going to be all kind of stuff, because one, you're black, and we don't often see people, what is it, the minority, what you call them?
Majority ethnic group.
The majority ethnic
group oftentimes do not see influencers of your age. Right. But like we talked on the last show, the civil rights movement was led by teenagers and 20-year-olds, because older folks was tired. So you go ahead and do this because you guys have the strength to ride this to the end. So because the civil rights movement was some 40 years ago, right now in this dispensation in time, they won't see you coming. Mm-hmm. And when you do come, you're going to be an anomaly. And they're going to say, oh, we got to squeeze this one dry, not realizing that there's a whole army of Jaylons out there just waiting to be unleashed.
Unleashed and inspired.
Yep.
Right. That's what they often think, right? To me, I kind of find it funny because they tried to kill off so many of our black leaders because they thought the way it worked was it was like the head of a snake, right? You cut the snake's head off, and now the snake doesn't know where to go. Going in a circle. It's like a chicken without a head. It's just running around. But what they often forgot was that it went deeper than that, right? They left the echo. What my brother told me is when I started reading Malcolm X, he said, what you're reading is Malcolm's echo. You have to take his echo and use that to keep his ideas, his mission, and his goals moving forward. And his goals are simple: to have Afro-Americans live a better life, to live a life that is more fruitful, more abundant. And he often did it through Black nationalism. But regardless of how it goes about, look, if we can come to the table and realize that we all have one cause, we just want Afro-Americans to live a better life that's more abundant, more fruitful, less killing, more economic gain, more relationships being combined and met with Afro-Americans, more connections, then we'll be able to understand that we have a whole group of us. And you can get rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 100 of us, but you still got 1,000 more. And you got 1,000 more. It's like a line. It's like an army, right? You defeat the first wave. Oh, they're going to second. Oh, third, and the fourth.
We don't die. We multiply.
Hey, man. So we at the 55 mark. Our timekeeper must be so engulfed in your conversation. He ain't gave us our time check. I've been watching the clock. But the folks have been asking, to do a show with you and your parents. What they don't know, we already planned that. We put that in the works. We already talked to the parents. The parents are going to come on in January to just talk about their experience and all that kind of stuff. So we got that coming. Because I know it's a lot of parents out there, and y'all are raising up some Jaylons and some Jaylonas, and you like, yo, what do I do with this activist in my house?
Right.
Have that conversation because it's needed. Like I told you last time, my little cousin, Caden, we have conversations. He's 14, keeping up with me, on a doctorate level, and he keeping up with me with my conversation. So it's a lot of parents out there that are raising, little children that are going to lead, period, point blank. So Jaylon, before we let you go, you want to do one last plug, or do you need more toys? Or are you good to go? I mean, what?
Any toys help. You know what? I got to give a special shout out to Christine. I saw her in here. I saw her comment coming from your channel. I saw her. You put her under my thing. Look at what Christine did for us. She sent me an Amazon box with books, and look at all the books, all about Afro-Americans.
Hey,
all black, all black faces on these. So if anyone wants to do that, books are accepted. But of course, you can follow us on Instagram at _UASO, or follow our charity event, Build Up Our Youth. That is where everything is going on our Instagram and our GoFundMe. We have over 200 toys so far. We're going to keep moving forward. Our charity event is going on all next week. Been very successful. I appreciate Donta and Dana for everything you've done. Everyone that's donated from the village. Appreciate you all. This is what community is all about. This is exactly what I've envisioned of. People coming together as a collective and putting their money, their mouth, and their actions all behind one cause, and that can lead hopefully to a better future for our Afro-American children. So thank you, everyone. Appreciate everyone who's part of it. Appreciate you all.
Yes, and sir. Honestly, when you said on the last show, when you said, when we said what kind of toys, you said, yo, books. Christine is big on education, letting these kids read and all that. So Christina's family, part of my family. So that was, and she kept asking me, what's the address? I got to get these books. So, hey, that's going to bless some kid. And that touched my heart. So that's what's up. Hey, y'all, give it up for Jaylon Jones. Give it up for Jaylon Jones. Jaylon, you're going to come back on. You already know you part of the family, part of the village. And anytime you need us to help you, we got you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you guys.
There we go, Dana.
Ladies, we come to the hour. Give me about 2 more minutes and I'll be right with you. So you know how we end the show, but I think we're going to reverse it a little bit.
We're going to reverse it?
No.
You want to sing it?
No, they're not ready for me yet.
You should sing it.
I'm going to do it in January. I'm going to do one in January.
All right.
So y'all know how we do. We got to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies.
Don't forget to spread love.
Instead of spreading lies. Hey.
Thank you all for watching the show. You sounded more constipated tonight than you did last.
That mac and cheese from Thanksgiving is still sitting there. It ain't moved yet.
Oh, God. Thank you guys for watching the show tonight. We love you all so much. Me and Pooh, we really love you guys coming into the show. Our village, we love you. Don't forget to reach out to someone to check to see. Look at his face. Don't forget to reach out to someone, even if you think they're doing good. A simple hi goes a long way. Check on them. Suicide, depression, homelessness. Everything is real right now. So please reach out to somebody. Tell them you love them because we love y'all and it ain't a damn thing y'all could do about it.
Period. All right, so y'all know how it goes. I am Donta Morrison, host of The Donta Show, but I'm also the author of 2 books. The first one is called The End of the Rainbow, which chronicles my life in my 20s and all the stuff that I went through to get me to where I am today. It is full of, love, romance, smut, comedy, intrigue, and just a whole gamut of just emotions. All right. You can check out the sequel, Yesterday Clarified, which kind of puts everything into a nice little bow. Both of my books are available on Amazon.com, or you can visit my website, DontaMorrison.com, where you will see that I am more than just a host, more than just an author. I am also a community change agent that really is passionate about the Black community and sexual health. If you are someone wants to learn more about HIV or STDs, hit me up. I can educate you. Check out some of the magazines I've been a part of, some of the interviews I've had, even a newsreel that I have from KTLA 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, shout out to Marcus Smith, executive producer at KTLA. They had me on the show. All right. So with that being said, make sure to follow The Donta Show on YouTube. Go to YouTube and you type in youtube.com/Dante Morrison to subscribe. It is absolutely free. It will cost you zero to nothing to subscribe to the Donta Show. You can also catch up on all of our other episodes that we have had. So please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page. I would really appreciate it. We will love you for it. All right. And then boom, you can get your very own The Donta Show with Black Lives Matter, your very own t-shirt. Just hit me up in my inbox and we can talk about how you're going to get it to you. That means I will mail it to you after you pay. You pay $20 and I will send the shirt out to you the very next day. I have a limited sizes available, but don't worry, if your size is not in my box, I will get one specially made just for you. Okay, so check out the Donta Show on YouTube. Get your very own Donta Show, Black Lives Matter, and all that kind of stuff. If you want a show similar to the Donta Show, check out PyroMediaNetwork.com. Pyro Media Network is the brand behind the show. They do all of our everything, just everything about the show is Power Media Network and Kwame Corbett. Shout out to Kwame. Give Kwame some love, y'all. Kwame. So if you want to check out the Donta Show, you can have it. He does websites, podcasts, vlogs, broadcasts, all kind of stuff. Just check out Pyro Media Network. Also, if you want to be a guest on the Donta Show, just email info@pyromedianetwork.com and you can be a guest. We are open to all kind of conversations. If you are an entrepreneur, want to showcase your business, whatever the case may be, just check us out and we'll have you on the Donta Show. All right? Boom. The Donta Show airs Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We love to have y'all here. We appreciate you being a part of the village. Also, remember, we're in the midst of a pandemic. If you're in LA, you know that we're in a surge within a surge. So please wear your mask, social distance, and stay home if necessary. Stay home if necessary. You don't have to turn up. We will turn up at the end of 2021. The end of 2021.
Right.
Not New Year's Day, not Valentine's Day, the end of 2021, we will all hit the block and we will turn up. If you missed the episode on Monday that talked about COVID vaccines, I'm begging you to go to our YouTube page and check out Monday night's episode. It was very enlightening, very informative, and it gave information that you need to know about the pending vaccines. They are already being distributed and they should be given out nationwide next week. So please check that out. Okay. All right. So we love y'all. We mean it. We will see you next Monday. Please have a blessed rest of your week. Take care. God bless and good night.
Peace.